Some of the most powerful inventions in human history were not planned, not predicted, and not even desired at first. They were mistakes. Simple accidents that, instead of being ignored, were noticed at the right moment by curious minds. Today, we are looking at 5 accidental inventions that completely changed the way humans live, work, and survive. Welcome to the Curious Brief. Number 1. Penicillin was discovered because a scientist noticed what others would have thrown away. Before the modern age, infections were one of humanity's biggest killers. A small cut or common illness could easily become fatal. Doctors had very few tools to fight bacteria, and survival often depended on luck. In 1929, Scottish scientist Alexander Fleming returned to his laboratory after a vacation. While cleaning up, he noticed that one of his petri dishes had been left uncovered. Mold had grown inside it. Normally, this would be considered a failed experiment and immediately discarded. But Fleming noticed something unusual. The bacteria surrounding the mold were dead. Instead of throwing the dish away, Fleming investigated further. He identified the mold as penicillium and realized it released a substance that killed bacteria without harming healthy cells. This substance became known as penicillin. At first, Fleming struggled to convince others of its importance. Nearly 10 years later, scientists Howard Florey and Ernst Chain successfully purified penicillin and turned it into a usable medicine. During World War II, it saved thousands of soldiers' lives and later became widely available to the public. Penicillin marked the beginning of the antibiotic era and has since saved millions of lives worldwide. All of this happened because one scientist chose to look twice at what appeared to be a mistake. Number 2. The microwave oven was invented after a candy bar melted in a pocket. Today, the microwave oven is a normal part of daily life. It heats food in minutes and saves time for millions of households. But its discovery had nothing to do with cooking. In the 1940s, engineer Percy Spencer was working for the American company Raytheon. He was developing radar technology using devices called magnetrons, which produce microwave radiation. One day, while standing near an active magnetron, Spencer noticed something strange. The chocolate bar in his pocket had melted. Most people would have laughed and moved on. Spencer didn't. He realized the microwaves were generating heat. To test this idea, he placed popcorn kernels near the device. They popped instantly. Then he tried an egg. It exploded. Spencer built a metal box to contain the microwaves and placed food inside. The food cooked rapidly. This accidental observation led to the invention of the microwave oven. The first commercial microwaves were large and expensive, mainly used in restaurants. Over time, the technology improved, and by the late 1960s, home microwave ovens became available. What began as a radar experiment ended up transforming kitchens around the world. Number 3. Plastic was created while trying to replace a natural material. Plastic is everywhere today, in electronics, cars, medical equipment, packaging, and homes. But the first fully synthetic plastic was not intentionally designed to change the world. In 1907, Belgian-American chemist Leo Hendrik Baekeland was trying to create a cheaper alternative to shellac, a natural material derived from insects and used as an electrical insulator. Baekeland combined phenol and formaldehyde under heat and pressure. Instead of creating a shellac substitute, he produced a new material that was strong, heat-resistant, and did not melt. This material was called Bakelite. Unlike earlier plastics, Bakelite did not rely on natural sources. It was completely synthetic. It could be molded into different shapes and retained its form under stress. Bakelite quickly found applications in telephones, radios, jewelry, kitchenware, and electrical equipment. More importantly, it opened the door to the modern plastics industry. While plastic has created environmental challenges today, its invention revolutionized manufacturing, medicine, and technology. This world-changing material was born from an experiment that did not go according to plan. Number 4. X-rays were discovered while experimenting with invisible rays. Before X-rays, doctors had no way to see inside the human body without surgery. Diagnosing broken bones or internal injuries was extremely difficult. In 1895, German physicist Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen was experimenting with cathode rays, a form of radiation produced in vacuum tubes. During one experiment, he noticed a fluorescent screen glowing across the room, even though it was not directly exposed to the rays. Röntgen realized he had discovered a new type of radiation that could pass through solid objects. Since he didn't understand its nature, he called it X radiation, using X to represent the unknown. Further experiments showed that X-rays could pass through skin and soft tissue but not dense materials like bone or metal. Röntgen famously took an image of his wife's hand, revealing her bones and wedding ring. This discovery immediately captured global attention. X-rays revolutionized medical diagnosis and are still used today in hospitals worldwide. Röntgen received the first Nobel Prize in Physics in 1901. This breakthrough happened not because Röntgen was searching for medical imaging, but because he paid attention to something unexpected. Number 5. Potato chips were created as a joke that went too far. Not all accidental inventions come from laboratories. Some come from kitchens. In 1853, at a restaurant in Saratoga Springs, New York, Chef George Crumb faced a difficult customer. The customer repeatedly complained that his fried potatoes were too thick. Frustrated, Crumb decided to make a point. He sliced the potatoes as thin as possible, fried them until crispy, and covered them with salt, assuming the customer would hate them. Instead, the customer loved them. The dish became popular, known as Saratoga chips, and eventually evolved into the potato chips we know today. What started as an act of irritation became a global snack industry worth billions of dollars. This story shows that even small, emotional reactions can lead to massive outcomes when people are willing to embrace the unexpected. These 5 inventions remind us of something important. Human progress is not always planned. It often happens when curiosity meets accident. Matches, medicine, technology, food, and materials that define modern life all share one thing in common. Someone noticed what others might have ignored. If stories like these make you see the world differently, you're in the right place. Subscribe to The Curious Brief, where curiosity leads the way and history reveals its hidden turns.